What the fuck's up, everyone? Welcome to the Landfill. My name is Ethan. I'm here with my big boy, Double Dunkworth, the Dunkmeister. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I just had a comment on that intro. Like, Jesus, fucking feeling it today. Are
I'm
we or
fucking
what?
fired up right now,
The
dude.
boys are fired. The boys are
All
buzzing.
the juices, all of my juices are flowing. Like,
Damn, that's
in full force.
It's like
I got a tetanus shot, so it's like it's like more than my juices. I've got my juices plus flowing
wow,
right now.
dude. Juices plus.
Juice plus, new game, new juice plus.
Well, boys, get your juice receptacles ready and get them nice and wide because it's juicy.
We're nice and wide.
Well, this is your, as you guys know, this is your boy, Duncan fucking Smokes, dude. No, I'm just kidding. You know what it is. The regulars are back.
Yeah, so this is kind of number one. We did a trial. We did a trial run, actually on 420.
Little pilot.
Went pretty well, and Duncan and I have kind of finally continued. It's been like over a month, but yeah, fuck it. So what's up, dude? I told you to watch Chernobyl, and you watched it, right?
Oh yeah, it was. I didn't make it all the way through because I got a little sidetracked, but I haven't watched a show. I don't think ever that's made me put my hands on the bottom portion of my face with my jaw in a circular motion for that many minutes. It's like it's crazy because like the thing about it is like we all know exactly what's happening, and there's all these dudes in lab coats just chilling, and one egotistical dude saying everything's fine, and everybody else knows it's not fine. And this is like what happens in society is that you listen to authority because that's what you're told to do and what you're learned to do, but you know better in your head, and he's sending all these random dudes down there in these crazy irradiated areas to the point where you can see particles of radiation flying through the air, people's faces getting melted off. It's intense. Like I was screaming at the TV, like, "What are you doing? Get the fuck out of there!"
Dude, it is so. That first episode is so stressful, dude. What you said about the misinformation, that one dude, I know exactly. The guy with the mustache, I forget his fucking name, but he's just such an idiot, bro. Like, and I get it because he's coming from a place of like, this is on my shoulders,
authority,
Yeah. Like this is like, I'm in charge of this, and this is not good, and so he's trying to like maintain and not cause people to panic, but at the same time, he's just like, he's a scientist, he's fucking smart. He should like, to bring up an example, when they first get that reading, they get the Geiger counter out, and that thing, like, maxes out instantly. And so it maxes out at what, 3.6, right?
3.6, yep.
And he's like, all right. And then from then on for the next 30 minutes, when he's meeting with his superiors and shit, he's telling them that the reading is 3.6 and that the level is 3.6. So everyone's like, oh, that's not bad. Like we have time. We can kind of think this out and figure it out. But it's like literally the opposite. It was like, it's just insane. Like that for me was like such a tipping point because, science, you have fucking tools that read shit. It's proof, blah, blah, blah. And they're just using them wrong. These fucking, career scientists are just like using them wrong. And they're like, all right, we're good. And then the sky's glowing and everyone near there has soaked up 40 nuclear bombs worth of radiation in 20 hours. It's just like the numbers are insane. Everything's crazy. Yeah, that whole first episode, because the meltdown happens and there's so much radiation happening. I just like,
and it's within 30 minutes. Like that whole movie, like the whole episode's within 30 minutes. They just keep ticking it 5 or 10 minutes in advance and jumping storylines. It's out of control. Like it's so like anxiety inducing because and they totally embrace that, knowing that the audience will know exactly what's happening and making everybody calm about it. They did a really great job of that area of inducing suspense in your audience is definitely an art.
Yeah, man, they did it so well. Go ahead.
The thing I wanted to touch on before you jump ahead was that, and we've seen this in so many military movies or like so many different areas where there's someone that's appointed to a big area of leadership, where the one thing that jumps to my mind is in Black Hawk Down, and you got these guys, the crew of, lack for a better word, like grunts or leg workers, which would tie to these regular scientists in Chernobyl, is that, they know shit's fucked up and shit's going down, and they're looking at their superior like, tell us to do this thing we want to do. and the authority will be like, no, I know better because I earned this, and this is the way it's supposed to be, and you're ignorant, you need to go to the infirmary, like, or in Black Hawk Down, he's like, you stand down, soldier, like, you don't know what you're talking about, I'm your superior. And those moments of human egotistical dominance are some of our weakest moments, when you can't fucking look at what's actually happening and get your own ego out of the way.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like you're just looking at that, like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, he gets in that one guy's face, and he's like, you need to do this, and he tells him to his face, because I have to make this report. And it's like, you're straight up telling this guy, like what's happening. He knows what's happening. You're telling him, like, this report and my job matters more than anything else right now. And this guy can't say anything because he's stricken with terror. Yeah. It's maddening.
And you can't say that you would act differently in that situation, because like,
no,
that sort of, it's almost like I don't know, but he might not have wanted to like fucking admit to himself at that point that he had like caused the fucking reactor to explode and shit. Well, we don't know exactly what happened, but, that's one of the cooler storylines, is figuring out what happened. But I wanted to point out that you were talking about the egotistical, especially within the military, there's like
feeling of authority,
this authority that is superiority, whatever, the superiority complex. The one guy, and I should have prepared more because I would have been able to say their names.
That one guy,
the one other guy, the
homie on the left,
the military dude who comes to help the scientists.
In the suit on the basement,
yeah, and he's like.
He's the suit. He's like CIA.
I love this guy because he has the face of one of those guys who is gonna fuck everyone over and be like, "My way or the highway, bitches." But in the very first fucking scene, he has like any relevance in. He's like, "What do you need?" And he's like 5,000 pounds of 5,000 tons of sand and boron, and he's like, "Where are you going?" Like, "I'm going to get you a bunch of fucking sand," or some shit. Like, he just like knows that the scientist. It was like the first representation in my recollection of like a military guy actually listening to a scientist's thing, like explanation of shit, and being like, "You obviously know better than me. We're gonna do that."
And that's what happens in these militaristic situations. Like I call back to 70s like documentaries and stuff like that about serial killers, for example, where like the local police is dealing with something and the FBI steps in, and it's like, those are the only people that the chief of police is going to listen to. And all of a sudden this big head of authority comes in, and all of a sudden this guy's listening, like, okay, all right, we're gonna listen to you. And this guy's like, he comes in thugged out, hella chill, fucking chill voice, no inflections. He's like, this is what we're doing. Everyone's like, okay. And like that shit is so sick, and it ties me back to like, that's how it is at the car business. Like, you can handle a lot of stuff like at a floor level, whether you be a salesperson or a finance manager or whatever. But whenever you're backed in a corner, and this is one of the things that people hate so much about the car business, is like, why can't I just deal with one person? Why do you ask an intense question and the salesperson runs off to a sales manager? And it's the same type of thing where I work. It's that understanding of authority. Like, nothing, what will fly and what won't. And if there's something borderline, you got to touch desk with your manager. And it's kind of sick. Like, we come in and it's like a closed glass room. And, you'd be like, hey man, like, this is the guy, like, this is what he's thinking, with this, and this is happening. You tell him the story, and he's like, all right, this is what you're going to do. And it's called loading your lips in the car business. It's like, I want you to say this exact thing. And the reason why that guy's sitting at the desk and you're not is because he's done that for years. And if you listen to the manager and you go out and you say exactly what you're told, most of the time it ends up in your court where you want it to be. So when these guys are left by themselves, you think that's the right idea, and it makes your heart pound, and you get that ego involved, and the authority and that power, and once that heart starts pounding, and you think something's right, even if it's, especially when something's borderline. This is the thing that makes your heart pound, where you borderline know something may not be the right decision, but you're making that call, your heart starts pounding a little bit. And then if one of the people that you're telling that to steps up against you and denies that, then your heart really starts pounding, because in our old school predatory and instinctive native mind, that's a dominant leader aspect you're putting on those people. And when someone is fighting that, your old instinct is to fight that back, because you just took a leadership role. And if
Right.
someone's going against you, that's anti-alpha male. So instantly you get your ego all buffed up. You put your neck down a little bit. Your traps come up real big, and all of a sudden, it's like you're in fucking alpha. What's up, dude? What's fucking going on? You fucking starchy, dude? What you fucking looking at, dude? You get all fucking frat on them,
Yeah, dude.
And it's hard not to fight, and it takes someone, and it's usually only the people that have these really high government militaristic roles. Most of these guys have been in the military, and it's because they're used to it's always the same. That aspect of emotion is taken out of everything. It's like, no, this is what I fucking say. And if you're promoted to this rank, everybody listens, and there's no fighting.
And then
you 100% listen. Yeah, you 100% put your faith in that leader. And in Chernobyl, those scientists put their faith in their leader, knowing it was wrong, but they still had that aspect of, I got to do it. He must have the right call. And you saw the show, like, this is the wrong call.
Fucking wrong call.
But shit will completely collapse if you don't follow that structure that the human race is created.
Yeah, no, it's so like
major double-edged sword.
Pack mentality,
pack mentality. That's a great word to put. Yeah,
there's a leader who you follow, and it's hard to disrupt that. It's even think about like a wolf pack. You know what I mean?
It's exactly like that.
To further that metaphor, it's not just like one guy's like, oh, sometimes the oldest alpha male will die out of old age or natural causes, but usually it's some sort of upset, some sort of fucking conflict that causes a younger dude to be like, no, I'm fucking stronger than you now, bitch.
Totally.
Like, and I'm in charge.
And every mating season and any of those things, every leader gets challenged by everybody because that's what's supposed to happen.
And that's just more animal. Like we as humans have weeded that out.
But we are
society.
Still animals.
But it's still part of it. Yeah, no,
out.
And that's why there's that fucking tension. Your heart starts pounding, like you're saying, fucking, like I want to fuck this guy up.
Exactly. Like no matter how civilized you are, someone will say the right thing to you, and it'll make you go full primal, full instinct. Whether it's with the catalyst that maybe alcohol or not. Like you could be sober and the wrong guy, just looks at you and says some shit about your mom or your girlfriend or whatever, and it can make eyes go red. I'll fuck you up right now. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, I don't get like that. I don't know what my triggers are, man.
I didn't think I did either, but I was. It was after a Sharks game, and I had. It was when the Capitals, they lost to the Sharks, or they lost to somebody. No, yeah, they lost to the Sharks, and I was wearing a Capitals jersey in downtown San Jose, and I was at a taco shop.
Filth.
And I'm wearing red, and this nobody's saying anything to me, but this girl, who's maybe 5'2", like she's so short, dude, like real tiny. Petite, high voice, like nice sounding girl. I hear her behind me, and I kind of hear this conversation going down. Like she walks to the burrito line, and I hear this group of people like, "What the fuck?" Like red, like what are you doing wearing red? Talking shit to her, blah blah. That's fine, it's a sports. But then they start getting real heavy on her, and I start hearing some shit, and it's like same type of instincts. I turn around and I walk up to the guy. I'm like, who are you talking to, dude? Like if you want to talk about sports, let's just talk about sports right here. Like take the girl out of it. Like stuff like
he's talking to this little 5'2" girl who's not gonna fucking stand up to
Yep. I'm like, let's talk about hockey, let's talk about stats, let's talk about skill, let's talk about what happened. I'm like, let's be chill. And he's like, nah man, all Capital fans are fucking pussies. I'm like, all right, well, that's just straight ignorance, sir. Yeah. So it seems
generalizing
like
is just so dumb.
Exactly. So then you start laughing, but the point of the story has been made, but it's the same type of thing. Like, I mean, yeah, I had a few sodas, little pops, at the game.
Oh, some sodas, eh?
And I never met this chick, but it's the same type of thing. You hear somebody, that's kind of my pack at that moment.
And she had your color on, bud.
Exactly. She had my pack. And I'm like, I'm about to stand up right now,
Yeah. No, that's great.
And it's stupid. Like my job is social. Like that's what I do. And I still got instinctual and like super alpha on this dude and like puff my chest out. Like, oh, dude, you trying to talk about hockey here now?
Spit some knowledge on him. Oh. But yeah, dude, that show is fire. And you need to catch up because it's really, really good. And it's getting to a point now where I won't even talk about it. I'll just let you watch it.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
But Butch mentioned the other night, he's like, HBO miniseries just knew how to do it. And that, again, I'm only 30 minutes in the first episode because I got distracted by motorized vehicles for wheels, and that's my weakness.
Wait, pardon me.
I heard
virtual virtual.
Hey, they're all
cars.
The same.
No, Duncan has like a really sick fucking driving setup.
It's just for
he
the
drives.
the car love, dude. You know, car
He
business, love the
drives,
car,
yeah.
and I got the car sim wheel in front of the TV. And one of my buddies sent me a little snapshot, and he was sitting in front of his TV with the wheel, and I was like, oh, okay, let's do it.
Time to drive.
So I paused the hoe, but
That's awesome. No, dude, yeah, it's you're in for a treat. It's very good. I couldn't turn off the first episode. I was like, fucking someone figure it out, please. Someone figure it out.
Figured it. You fucking figured it. No, you fucking figured it.
By
the way,
I can't even finish the episode, dude. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah. So what we're referencing right there is Letterkenny. If any hockey fans listening, if you like the hockey life, the hockey chirp, hit up Letterkenny, man.
It's
the best
good.
Canadian sitcom of all time.
They just it's just full of fucking Canadians being Canadian as fuck and funny. I love it.
S&P the choice for me, bud.
S&P the choice for me.
Fucking right, say.
All
right.
All right. What should we talk about now?
I'm gonna stop and you just tangent me. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. Let me ramble for a little bit.
Well,
I've been. Dude,
I'll tell a
this
story.
might not go in, but
let's go. Ready? Go.
We were. I mentioned to you earlier today how I have this fucking big old pimple on my butt, right?
On your what?
And on my ass cheek.
Where? Please, for the audience, where on the ass cheek? Get some GPS going.
All right, yeah, let me get the radar out. I'll get some screenshots.
Wait. Ethan got the hairy bee or a little hairy?
It's got a nice dusting. I wouldn't say it's copious amounts of hair.
So it's like newly coniferous.
It's tasteful. You know, it looks
tasteful.
It's tastefully. It's like a 5 o'clock shadow.
I would say
like a 5 o'clock shadow.
I would say watch out for our lady listeners, but after that first episode, we probably don't have many of those.
It's literally titled "Smelly Bum Dick." But anyway, so me and Duncan sit in our fucking computer chairs quite a bit, and we have skinny bony butts, and
#nerd gang.
#nerd gang. And I have had this same chair from IKEA since I was 14 years old. No joke. Maybe even earlier. It was probably like passed down through the family. But I've had this little fucking half
upgrade your
chair.
Peripherals.
I know.
Jesus.
I didn't get a desk until last Christmas, so I don't want to talk about it.
You also played League on like a MacBook on your lap for like 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
with a freaking mouse pad on the couch cushion.
What's the saying I'm looking for? Pimpin' ain't easy.
Bird in the hands, but two in the bush. No, that's wrong.
I'm gay. So
always go for the low hanging fruit.
There it is. That goes. That applies. That might be like the mission statement of the podcast. Is always go for the low hanging fruit.
The low hanging peripheral.
Anyway, so my butt, the bottom of my hip bones kind of like roll around on my fucking chair all the time, and they kind of clog up my fucking pores. And it doesn't happen to me often, but I got this fucking big old nasty thing on my butt that was like, I was legit half standing, like with my leg extended in my car while I was driving home today because it hurt so fucking bad to put pressure on it. It was gnarly. But anyway, I got home. Duncan warned me. He said, don't try to pop it. He said,
was gnarly.
Duncan said, don't try to fucking squeeze that thing yet, dude. Give it some time. Let it marinate. Wait till it's got a clear head on it, and then go to town. And I said, fuck that.
You didn't listen.
So I went in there. But to be fair, I started squeezing on it, and I saw the head. So I saw like the place. I was like, and then it was on. It was fucking on. I squeezed it really, 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 really hard, and it didn't pop. And I fucking stood there in so much agonizing pain for like a straight minute. Like,
dude, that nerve goes from your butt all the way up your spine. It's like, it sucks so bad.
So right toward the end of that squeeze session, I look at my finger and I saw a little white thing, a little tiny white speck on my finger. Oh, God. And I was like, oh, that's the beginning. I was like, we've got this. We fucking got this.
This is rice.
You fucking... I'm Chinese, by the way. Anyway, it was a little piece of butt rice on my finger. And I know that all my pimples are just packed full of butt rice. So
So that's how you knew.
I think I saved the picture that did you see that thing I sent you on Instagram?
No, but go ahead and check that description.
Yeah, you need to look at what I sent you on Instagram right now so we can get that live reaction. But I fucking felt it start
3,
going, and I just closed
2,
my eyes.
1. Oh my god! Holy! we're talking like, guys. This is like an 8-ball of pus right here, dude.
Oh
like,
my god, it was like a few inches across, like in diameter, and just like up near my chest. Like it shot from my butt level onto the mirror at my chest level and made like a little fucking, let's say, baseball sized thing of just.
Dude, bro, like I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's just like normal mirror splatter, like guys, living by yourself shaving. And then I look down to my right and I see lots of cosmetic products. I'm like, oh yeah, Ethan lives with his girlfriend. His mirror is nice and clean. Glance back to the upper left and just says it was ready with this clean, milky, cum-colored splatter, and in the very center, it's solid white. Like that was the little plug hole. Oh my freaking fragmentation.
Dude,
talking about like 140 fucking feet per second. That shit came out.
Dude, I know. I thought I was gonna break my mirror. I was like, no.
Dude, by the way, dude, your ass level. Yeah, we're both like 6'3", so your ass level is probably like around counter height. And that shit blew up to like most people's chest are out.
I heard it. I heard it hit the mirror.
No, you did not.
I heard it hit the mirror.
How bad did it hurt?
It felt so good, dude.
Well, sometimes that shit breaks the skin and it hurts.
Oh, it did, but it was like, like it stung a little bit, but like the amount of pressure relief was just like so good.
I know this is way behind the curve, but if you guys don't like cringy shit, probably turn it off now.
Yeah, we'll do the after disclaimer. That's fine. Also, this is just to end this little nasty section. Full disclosure, I smelled it.
Oh fuck. Are you're a pus smeller? I thought I was
I was about to fucking hit it with the Windex, and I was like, does it smell? It doesn't. It didn't smell. So there's that.
No, it's okay. This is.
I thought it was gonna smell like.
I also am a pus smeller as well, but to put it, I know it sounds fucked up, you guys, and everyone's listening. Holy shit! But you know the level of infection by giving that bitch a little sniff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, dude.
If it smells
absolutely.
It smells like.
So let me tell you,
this like you've been on lacrosse court for 6 days, dude. You
yeah, man.
Hit that bitch with some, some.
This leads into another topic pretty well, because I used to work at a vet clinic where the reason this is what led me to smell it was because like when I worked at the vet clinic, I saw so much nasty.
I don't know if
shit.
I can hear this.
So much nasty and smelled so much nasty shit. No. So I've seen shit that like looked like that, and I was like, and it smelled like I could smell it from the other room. So I was like kind of curious. But I remember we have a buddy who will probably be on this at some point, Dake, and he like is cringy even more so than like Duncan is right now. He like will get queasy if I just fucking mention some shit. But my favorite thing to do when I worked there was like send him pictures of like surgery days when we cut shit out of animals and stuff. My favorite one was we cut out this cyst from this dog's back that was literally I'm trying to think of like a ball. It was
golf
bigger
ball?
than a softball. It was bigger than a softball.
What?
It was like bigger than a softball. It was like that big. It was big. But
softballs are fucking huge.
Dude, it was that big, I swear to God. And
but pancake, like not like fully
right, like it
circular.
was I would say so if it was a pancake shape, it's wide, it's bigger than a softball because it's flatter.
Because if it was the full like like sphere of
it wasn't
softball,
sphere. It's like
3 pounds of pus.
Dude, I'm no joke. I'm not exaggerating, dude. It was like if you took a softball and kind of squished it down to like be an inch or 2 inches thick.
So watching this is easy. Hearing about it's hard. Why did I not get a video? What the fuck?
Dude, so this is what I sent Jake afterwards was a picture of the cyst sitting on like the tray, and I drew a little face on it, and I was like, meet cysto, and then we cut it open, dude, and it like so it was done, like we were done. It was not a cancerous thing, so whatever. We just had to take it off the dog. And this old doctor, surgeon, the only other dude that worked at this place, he was like in his 60s and he was just old and like so fucking funny. He just fucked with me all the time because I was the only other dude there. But
Salt of the earth right there, man. My favorite salespeople are old people too.
I
They don't
love
give a
that guy.
fuck, dude.
and he was like, "Hey, Ethan." We were just kind of looking at it. He was kind of holding it in his hand, tossing it up and feeling it. And he was just like, "Huh, want to cut it open?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I do."
the exact same way. Like if you're on the backside of a bar smoking a cigarette and just chatting it up with some random guy, and then he throws you a little side eye. He's like, "Hey man, you want to smoke a J?"
Yeah, exactly.
Fine, okay, fine.
Yeah, the same like demeanor. He was just like, want to cut it open?
So
I was like, yes.
You want to smell the shit?
So it's tough, dude. The outside of this thing was kind of like fucking tough, and he starts cutting into it. He makes this incision with the scalpel, and it doesn't go all the way through the outside of it. So he's like kind of digging at this thing, and he finally gets in there, dude. And
that membrane was hella thick or whatever.
Dude, the membrane was really thick.
Ugh.
And it was literally like, dude, if you took like, you know how they cook like barbacoa in like liquid, and it's like there's like the long stringy meat in it.
It's
you know
lard.
what I mean?
Yeah, they cook it in lard.
and it's like really juicy and like kind of if it cooled down, it'd congeal.
It's liquid. It's liquidized pig fat. Yeah.
So it was essentially like pork green chili in this fucking thing. It was
dude, that
disgusting.
is the worst description. Because
food of all things.
It's the food that lays in gravy with literal chunks.
Yeah, it literally looks like fucking green chili coming out of that shit, bro.
No,
it was so gross. It was so nasty.
That's so gnarly.
But I loved it. I was like, yes. Okay, so,
you loved it. You like smeared in the nostril. Oh yeah.
No, I get off. No, I don't get off on it.
Yes,
but, like,
you do.
We'll address that another day. But I loved like the science. That's something everyone always asks me when I say I worked at a vet clinic for a little bit. It was like, they're like, "Ooh, doesn't that gross you out?" And I was like, "No, that's why I fucking worked there. Like I wouldn't have worked there if it grossed me out."
Yeah, exactly.
It was like very scientific. I kind of had to take a step back, like in my loving of animals, because I was literally the bag and tag guy.
Initially,
like, whenever someone would come get put down, I would just like, they would leave the room and leave the dead animal in the room, and I would bag and tag it, like, and put it in the fucking refrigerator.
Yeah.
So it kind of desensitized me to that, but
it's fucked like that. But
I just approached it scientifically.
But eventually, like you can in a shorter amount of time that it would be where if you were in like a nursing area where you will realize that is an animal, it's not a person, and eventually like that will digest into your core, and it'll be a quicker adjustment to for lack of a better word, like desensitization of whatever you're doing. It's just it's just like what, like in our first episode with what Tanner was talking about, about all the blood coming out of people's lungs and shit. It's like you just realize it's like, this is my job, that's what I gotta do.
Yeah, that's what it is. I signed on to see this every day, so here it is. And
as gnarly as it sounds, like when you're not homies with that animal.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Like I said, I just got scientific as fuck on it. Like I was just like, they were just a number. Like I don't know.
And how fucked was that? You said it was just a number. Like
but it's funny because it's not even like, even if there was an animal that came in and like it's gonna get put down in 3 hours and it's sitting in this cage, I know I'm not. It's not like I don't want to get attached to it. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't want to get emotionally attached because it's gonna die.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You sound a little bit like Ethan the Executioner right now.
Well, dude, I don't know. Like this
it's
is
just a number. Put your head on the stand.
Shut the fuck up and get in the fucking freezer, you dead dog.
I live for this, to see your blood pour into the bucket.
No, but like I would feel bad for it, but I wouldn't like let that weigh on me emotionally. You know what I mean? I would go and if I had free time, I would go and fucking hang out with this animal and be like, yo, how are you? Like give it some fucking pets and be like, oh, you're so fucking cute. I love you. I'm sorry you're really sick and in pain. Like,
I don't know. Don't try to make it sound better, man. You sound cold.
You're right. I'm a fucking heartless asshole.
There we go. There it is, guys. There it is.
Yeah, I admitted it.
You cold son bitch.
You cold son bitch.
To go off what you were saying and kind of the whole animal thing and like dying with the animals and us talking about how, if you don't have that relationship with that particular animal, it's not as difficult. And always been a big cat owner, just because in my family growing up it was easier to do than dogs. And very most people like hate on cats really hard, but the few people that have had a one in their life and understand that cats actually are very, very affectionate. One of the hardest things I've ever experienced is that the way that cats want to die and pass is that they want to go into a place where you never see them again. They want to like hide in a corner or they want to run away. And that's like never, that's the way they'd prefer to pass.
Right.
And
that's so sad.
It's incredibly sad, right? Like
but it's
I
such
remember
a cat thing. That is such a fucking
cat thing, right? Like when I was 7 years old, I had a girl cat that we got in the front of me and my mom were like, we can't take it. Like if we show up to a grocery store and they're selling kittens, it's like we got to save one. Like you can't say no. So we got this girl cat, and I was like 7, and she ended up sneaking out and getting it on one night, like freaky meow 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 all night, And she popped out a little. Anyway, so she popped out a little litter in my mom's closet, and we sold or got rid of all of them but one. So this one cat, and Sammy was like in my life, like his entire life since I was 7, like until he was like, I think he was 22 or 23 in my year. So he was really old, but it's crazy. Like all animals are kind of like this. Like I watched this with Ethan's dog too. It's like they'll be fine, and then all of a sudden they just hit a point, and it's like the degradation just accelerates, and it sucks because you don't want to take them and just basically murk them, like peace. But right, like yeah, you're putting them on their misery and all that, but they're like they don't get that shit. So this cat like never went outside. We're gonna hold on to Sam like as long as we can, as long as he doesn't like look like he's really struggling.
Yeah.
And in the last couple weeks, like he stopped eating, and then we'd find him like tucked back in the back corner, like behind a toilet, or like we'd find him underneath my mom's closet, like in a shoebox in the back corner. And we're like, fuck, dude.
Like
it's
in
like
not normal places, right?
Yeah, like, dude, it's gone. And then I remember I came home from work, and mom's like, so dad is barbecuing, and Sam snuck out, and we can't find him. He's like gone. And it was.
Oh, that's right. I
honestly
totally forgot, dude.
Right, and it was weird. Like it was like yeah, I knew it was coming for a long time because he'd been around for so long, and like I you kind of get prepared in a way. And something about him, like just like leaving and never seeing him. Like initially, I was like, God, that sucks. Like there's no closure. But I never really got like fully emotional or like fully like mournful and like gnarred out because he just kind of like disappeared.
Because you never had to see him dead. Like
right.
you never had
and,
to
like,
see him like you
exactly.
didn't have to physically take him and put him down.
It's just like
the same thing happened basically. Like he just passed, but in a different setting, and it's kind of sick. I didn't realize that. Like that is like
they're like the biggest homies. They're biggest homies, dude. He's like thinking of me. Like initially I was like, God, that sucks. Like why couldn't he just fucking say goodbye one more time? And it's like no, like he said goodbye multiple times, and like he didn't want like his predatory instinct. The reason why they hide is because they don't want their bodies eaten because they're predators. Like they want to hide that shit. But like in the domestic life, it's like no, like maybe Sam like he just didn't want to see us hurt. And it's like it's just
And whatever happened in his cat mind that led him to that, we can just theorize,
right.
But I'd think that cats are smart enough to like have that sort of intuition.
Dude, cats are insane. Like how they like, if you live with one for years, you live with one like in their older years, a lot of cats will start meowing and like vocalizing to you. Like they look at you and talk to you. Cats do not vocalize to communicate with themselves ever. They only communicate with body language and scent. They never vocalize except for mating calls with females ever. So that's a cat living with you long enough and being like, all right, this fucking guy I live with who can't fucking hunt for shit and I have to bring him dead animals, this dumb shit, only speaks to me like a dumbass. And the only way, so I guess I'll just fucking get on his level and yell at him
back.
Meow, meow, meow. And like it's the same way like you do this with Bub, and I do this with Sammy, like where we'll be like what's it? How's it going, Sam? And I'm like, meow. I'm like, how you doing? Meow. Yeah. I'm like, you doing good? Meow, meow, meow. Like it's like, and you can even meow at them like meow, 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 meow.
Yeah. Oh my God, Bub literally like I get home from work and he'll fucking run up to the door, wow, 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 tell me about his day.
Oh,
and
all
then
about
he'll run
your day.
to the bathroom. He'll run to the bathroom and
he
be
wants
like,
to sync
wow,
on,
wow,
yeah.
wow. And then I'm like, all right, fuck. Like, what? How are you, dude? Like, you didn't even fucking say hi. You just asked for the sync on. Jesus. And he's just like,
exactly.
Shut the fuck up. Meow, meow, meow. Give me my water. Meow, meow. He's just so mouthy.
Exactly.
Dude. He's so mouthy.
And I don't see Ollie for like 3 or 4 days at a time, and I go visit him at my dad's house because my current spot doesn't allow animals. And at first they'd be like, you know, when you leave cats and then you come back to them, they're like, fuck you for 24 hours. They get all butthurt, like, nope, don't touch me. No, you left. Like, no, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah, you did this, bitch.
Now they get it, and they'll hear the garage open, and I'll open it, and like Ollie and Frito are sitting there, and I sit there, and I look at Frito, and she'll like pop her head up, like, what up me, and then like stand and like arch her back. I'm like, oh, that's that young kitty gesture. And then Sammy will just walk at me and go, meow, meow. And then I'll sit down, and he'll like paw my leg, like my knee, and then lay down for pets. And if I stand up to pet him, because of course he's a cat, so he lays down out of my reach, right? And I'll stand up to pet him, and then he'll run for food. And I'm like, dude, Ollie, like, do you even know what the fuck you want right now? Like, what do you want, dude? Like,
he just wants your attention.
He's like, I want to lay, I want to fucking get a pet, I want food, I want this, that.
He's just overwhelmed, like, let's do everything. Bubble, when I get home, if Bub doesn't run to the door, I'll go into the bedroom, and he's like dead asleep on the bed, and I'll go, what's up, dude? And he like from a dead sleep goes, stands up, starts stretching, but whilst just continuing to fucking.
That's so cute.
He's so cute.
In my parents' old place, I used to be able to go into the bedroom, and this is like, oh my god, I used to sleep the bedroom I used to sleep in. I would come in like the whole time my parents lived there for like half a year after I left, and during the day I would come in and both the cats were asleep on my old bed. And I was like, oh dude, like so sad. And they wouldn't hear me come in, and I'd be like, what's up, guys? Same thing, and these ears perk up. Like, I was so stoked. But at the new spot, they always sleep on my parents' bed, and it's above the garage, so they hear the garage open. And I open the door, and I'm like, what's up, little guys? It's so great. Oh, no noodles, dude.
Chelsea's home.
What up, Chels?
I was gonna bring this up. Chelsea's been, she fucking has adopted the kitties, and
can you guys adopt me?
She keeps
adopt
saying,
me.
You're older than me. I don't know how that works.
It's okay. It's from Chelsea's other husband when she was. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Can I get in there though? I saw the way you cook, dude. I'll throw on the flavor.
Ooh, I have a grill now. Watch out.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Colby will just get the shit out of me.
Hey, Colbs. Chelsea just got home too.
Shalom to the white women.
Oh, hello, my friend.
Oh, hello, friend. I just scared the fuck out of Duncan. He has a small weenie.
Yeah, he does.
It's in his chest.
Oh, dude. So you're a fan of Wet Willies?
No, I'm not a Wet Willy guy.
So that was you probably had a big old smile on your face, yeah?
Oh no, yeah, that's probably like my biggest pet peeve in the world.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Actually, I'm not sorry. I didn't know.
The one time that I punched Duncan in the face in my life was when he gave me Wet Willy in Chicago.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. And I like just texted him. He was like, "I'm hanging out with Colbs." I was like, "Give that bitch a Wet Willy for me."
yeah. If you want to get on my side, no Wet Willies.
All right, noted. Noted.
There it is.
All right, love you, Colbs.
Love you too, man.
And the story behind that is I looked at my phone and Ethan's like, give him a Wet Willy. I was like, fuck it, all right, I'll do it. And then gave it to Colby, and like the face he gave me, like there's nothing I can do to piss this kid off to that level. And he's like, I will kill you. and I was like, what, dude? He's like, do you remember the last time you gave me Wet Willy? He's like, I fucking punched you in the face. I was like, oh shit, that's right. And then I looked at him and I was like, well, dude, I just do whatever people tell me to do. And he just looks at me and he's like, that's like the worst thing you could do. All right, guys. Well, that's about all the time we got for today. We'll be releasing some more content on our YouTube channel with some more detailed stories, and we got a lot of silly little montages with us and the boys. But if you guys want more content, just make sure to check out the YouTube channel in the description, and we'll be posting all over the internet, trying to get going right now. Thanks for all the support, guys, and much love.
Yeah, once we get a couple more of these rolling, we're gonna start with them just on YouTube, and then once Dunk and I have a few of these in the bag, we're gonna explore putting them on all the outlets. This is just because we wanted something to do with our fucking stupid brains. YouTube.com/Spanktron is the channel we'll be posting to.
All right, boys.
Go fuck yourselves.
As girls, yeah, exactly. Go fuck yourselves. Keep it real. Fucking smoke a dart with the boys, and go Sharks.
All right, later, gang.
I'm crying right now as I say that.